I'm here to talk a little bit about what's going on in North Carolina, where my school is. And I guess I'll start with House Bill 589. North Carolina passed a bill in August, a voter ID bill, and it requires voter ID to vote in 2016, starting in 2016. They also cut early voting by a week, and they eliminated same-day registration and pre-registration for 16 and 17-year-olds. So there are a lot of implications there. There are a lot of things that happen that are going to make it a lot harder for people to vote. And specifically in Watauga County, which is where my school is, the Watauga County Board of Elections cut early voting locations, and they took our locations on campus. So on our campus, we have 15,000 students. In the town of Boone, where the school is located, we have 30,000 residents. So that's 50% of people that are going to have a really hard time voting. They can't get to polling places because they can't drive to them, because a lot of times it's just as easy to walk because their car is like a mile and a half away from them, or they can't take public transportation because they have to go to the polling places. So it's making it really hard for students to vote, and they are just targeting students to stop them from voting no matter what. So that's what's going on with me, and I'm just trying to get here. So you can ask.
Okay. I initiated a Get Out Her Vote campaign at my campus for the November general election last year, 2013, and I really just wanted to raise awareness for students that there was even an election going on, and that the issues were important enough to affect our daily lives, that they should really care about it and get out to vote. And I think the biggest thing I would try to share with you guys is I really tried to just work smarter and not harder with the whole campaign. Like, everyone here has a lot of stuff they have to do on their plate, so adding this onto it might seem intimidating, but I just followed the packet that they give us today about the Get Out Her Vote stuff. I mean, they gave lots of great ideas there, so I just followed that. I worked through the Women's Center to do it, so that was great because they already have volunteers there. And then I also worked with the League of Women Voters to do all the voter registration. So they came on my campus and did all the voter registration for me, so I didn't have to worry about any of the logistics of trying to turn in voter registration forms. So I just encourage you to use other resources and get other people to help you with this, support it. And I just ran into like two misconceptions from students, is that both the parties are the same, so I shouldn't vote, or my vote doesn't count, so I don't bother. And I really just challenge people on those two things. I really say, look at the platforms on major issues that affect our lives, environmental issues, reproductive rights, just anything that, LGBTQ rights. There are vastly different platforms on different sides of the aisle in the parties. So I encourage people to really look at who they're supporting and really challenge that there is a difference between the two parties that will affect our day-to-day lives. And then also, in regards to my vote doesn't count, in Virginia, there was a special election on January 7th of this year to fill an empty Senate seat, and the Senate is divided 50% Republican, 50% Democrat. So if that seat became Republican, it would shift the majority to Republican House and Senate. So that would have huge implications on what bills could go through Congress or what bills would get stopped. And luckily, people turned out to vote. There was only 20,000 people that voted for this, which I think is crazy because, again, reproductive rights, what couldn't affect our lives more than if we have access to family planning or not? I mean, LGBTQ rights, basic human rights here are on the table. Only 20,000 people turned out to vote, and the Democrats got the seat by 9 votes. 9. So that means if this whole room would have went and voted, who didn't vote, you could have changed the election. You could have changed history of what bills pass and don't pass. So I definitely challenge when students say, oh, it doesn't even matter, I don't vote. It does matter. It makes a difference on our day-to-day lives. And when older people are turning out the polls more than younger people, people in government are going to listen to their issues, and they're going to vote for the people's issues and interests of the people who turn out at the polls. So if we want government to worry about climate change, reproductive rights, human rights, equality, anything that you worry about, you need to use your voice at the polls. And I really encourage you to get students involved and do a Get Out Her Vote campaign. Thank you.
Thanks. Rachel, do you want to talk about the work that you've done in Mexico?
Yes. So our group was working with a campaign with the Respect Albuquerque Women campaign, and that was fighting a local ballot initiative that was trying to ban abortions after 20 weeks. So our main focus was to mobilize student votes, and that's what we did. We really got into the community and got students involved. We registered over 200 students for the first time to vote. They had no idea what the election was. We just really were trying to educate people, not only on the election, but just get them involved in voting in general. So they went out for the special election, and now they can go and vote in every election after that. So we just really wanted to provide them with not only information about the specific election that we were working on, but just provide them with the framework to just continue on from now on. So it was a really successful campaign. We won. We really got students involved. We were able to provide them with a lot of information that they had otherwise not known. So basically, it was also very important for us to mobilize students because they denied us a polling location. UNM is a polling location for thousands of people in the city, and City Council voted not to provide us one, not only for this election, but for the mayoral election that was a month previous. More people voted in this special election than in the mayoral election, yet they still chose not to give us a polling location. And that was actively because, we as young people and as young women, as students, we do vote in a particular way. So we do think that it was a strategic move for them, but yet we were still able to get students involved, get them out to vote, and we were able to make our voices heard. And one way we were able to do that, despite them denying us our location, we worked with some other groups in the community to provide a trolley. So we basically set up shuttles. We literally drove students from campus to the polling location and brought them back. So that was something that our opposition was not doing. They were just more concerned in causing a scene on campus rather than getting people to go vote. So that was a huge win for us, and it was very successful, and people really, really appreciated it. And it was a lot of fun. We had a trolley, that was going back and forth, and people really enjoyed it. So that was something that we would absolutely do again, but right now our main focus is getting a permanent polling location on campus, because there's absolutely no reason that we should not have that resource. I mean, as students, it's hard enough to get us to vote as it is, and when it's really inconvenient, we're not going to do it. So that's definitely one of our focuses, is getting our polling location back and keeping it there. That way we can keep our students involved and make our voices heard, because there are issues that we as students